Founders Space, Mentors and Masters. I'm Captain Hoff, CEO of Founders Space, the leading global startup accelerator. I'm also author of the award-winning books, Make Elephants Fly, Surviving a Startup, and The 5 Forces. Captain Hoff here today on Mentors and Masters with Tyler Watson. He is the founder and creator of the Alignment Effect, and we are going to find out just what that is. Tyler, can you introduce yourself and tell us a little about the Alignment Effect and other things you're working on?
My main thing, so my name's Tyler Watson. I look like I'm 16. I'm actually in my 30s. And my main passion is helping entrepreneurs who are high achievers become legendary by attaining their goals in days instead of years.
Let's talk about that. Every startup founder wants to move faster. Every startup founder is looking to improve themselves, or they wouldn't be listening to Mentors and Masters. So what is your secret sauce?
Just quick backstory, because my secret sauce is almost too good to be true. And if I just told you how to do it, 97% of you wouldn't do it. So my backstory is I started off as an entrepreneur, as a massage therapist. I was making less than about $12,500 a year. And I struggled a lot growing up with depression, suicidal thoughts, video game addictions, pornography addictions. Like I struggled a lot with my mindset and how I felt about myself. And as an entrepreneur, you're working for yourself. So I would get distracted. I wouldn't actually get results. Not to mention, it affected my relationships. It affected like every area of my life. So with that struggle, I wanted to know there has got to be a way to make change and create it in a permanent way that doesn't take years of repetition and passion and getting to root causes and all these techniques, right?
Don't they say you have to spend 10,000 hours on something to become an expert?
That's what I grew up with the belief of. And then I thought, well, who told me that? Like, where did I learn that from? So I wanted to defy those things, and I did. And so I ended up investing almost $400,000 in my personal development over the past 7 years.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
It is. And it taught me a lot of things, that change doesn't just happen up here in the mind. It happens in all parts of our body. And a habit doesn't need to take 90 days to become a habit. It can actually become a decision, but at every level of your body. So if you make it in a full out decision, you don't have to repeat it. It's part of who you are. So I developed my own process called the Alignment Effect. It's actually called the Abundance Alignment Technique. And we just wrote a book on it this year. And this process has helped entrepreneurs like Eric double his income in less than 30 days. My wife get out of gluten allergies, to help people get rid of cataracts in their eyes, like crazy things that sound too good to be true. And it's all based on that change doesn't just happen up here in the head. It happens at a cellular level in your body. And when you can change your cells, you can get results as fast as humanly possible.
Okay, so let's talk about that. How does that work? Because I tend to base it all on science. So you've got to go into the science to convince me.
Perfect. So yeah, the science behind it all. So after all these techniques and things that I've studied, the whole philosophy was, okay, change your mind, use the mindset. It's all about the mind. The mind's so powerful. So as I started to really look into it, then I looked at a lot of people who are changing their mind, but their other areas of life started to decrease. So their income would increase, but their relationships would drop, or their health would drop. And I thought, well, if that's really the only thing going on, then why are people sacrificing all these other areas? They're just focusing on the mind, one area, and they're forgetting about the other areas. So how can we balance it? And I looked at that, and it actually started with some interesting studies around memory stored in the body. So if there were some cool studies done that people who had organ transplants started to have different cravings from foods, or memories pop into their mind that weren't theirs. And it seems almost like kind of like what? Like, this is weird. But there's literally over 200 different cases of people who've had organ transplants who get memories from that person and changes their whole nature. So I thought, well, if someone takes on an organ, then it's not just the brain, it's actually the organ that has memory. So we found that every organ is creating a memory that has a fight flight response to it. So when we have a goal that we want, let's say I want to double my income, or I want to go get my next big gig, or whatever it is. I want to have a better relationship. I want to get rid of some tumor in my body, whatever it is. My goal, my body, different parts of my body will literally have a different chemical response towards that thing. So if I have past memories that have negative associations to the goal, let's say I want to make $2 million, but in my mind and in my body, 2 million represents a lot of work. It's going to sacrifice my family. I'm going to have to never sleep. Then my body will literally fight that idea to protect myself. It's pushing that thing away. Simultaneously, part of me is holding on to what is known to protect myself, to feel safe. So I call those the fight flights, or allergies and addictions. And within every organ and gland, you're having responses to your goals that are pushing it away or pulling or holding on to what is already happening. So this technique that I teach neutralizes the fight flight responses and helps you be at full cause in your life. So instead of being acted upon by your outer situations, you can be at full choice and not be reactive to your goals.
Explain a little more. So I can get it as mindset. I can understand that, you know, if you are afraid of something, you will, at a subconscious level or even a conscious level, of course, or a combination thereof, you will push back on it, even though you know you should do it. But how does it work with the organs and the cells in your body?
Yeah, that's a good question. So when people say subconscious, what is not in the conscious, right? And beneath the conscious, imagine like, this is kind of, and it's a little harder to explain. This is kind of how you have to see it. It's every single part of your body is almost like its own mind. So it has its own little subconscious and conscious to it. So instead of just thinking a thought, I could, for example, if I think and I change my thinking, I'm going to have to do a ton of it, a lot of it, which is why it works. But the goal is to change my thinking so much that it changes all of my body and how all of me responds subconsciously and consciously. That takes a lot of repetition and a lot of energy. That's why people take years to actually get it to become a habit. So instead of having to do that, well, what if you could literally just program every single part of you of how to think? And instead of just willing it, wishing it, visualizing it, vocalizing it over and over and over and over, trying to convince your body, what if you had a way to literally take what you want and then program it in every single part of your body so that it just is, and it's a part of your nature? Then you don't have to fight it anymore.
How does this happen?
You want me to show you?
Yes. Yeah,
cool.
Absolutely.
So it's really weird and it's so unbelievable.
Okay.
It's super simple. But after $400,000 of investing and trying literally almost 500 different techniques, I compiled it and found a simple way.
Yeah.
Here's the ultimate ease of this. Okay. So let's say you have a goal. All right. Mm-hmm. What's a goal you have, Steve?
One of my goals is to travel more and not be stuck in one place.
Perfect. So travel more, not be stuck in one place. So if that goal feels like it's taking too long, some part of you is literally holding on to the idea that I can't travel or I have to be stuck. So let's just play with this. So 0 to 10, rate that goal. Like 10 being there's no resistance. Like you could travel all you want. You have the ultimate freedom. 0 being, oh my gosh, I am never going to travel. Like,
so it's a 6.
6. Perfect. So if you could feel the resistance, where would it be? Tune into that feeling. Where would it be in your body?
I don't know, maybe the chest area.
Chest area. Perfect. So right here. Good. So imagine that had a color. What would it be? That resistance that's like a stick.
Perhaps green.
Green. Great. So there's green resistance. So I'm going to ask you a question. What does it want? Just ask it. Whatever comes to your mind. Doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. What does it want? This green resistance in the chest.
Security.
Security. Very cool. So what you're going to do, you're going to tap on your chest.
Okay. I'm doing it.
Yeah. Just play with it and we'll see if it works. So tap on your chest and say, I give myself permission to have security.
Give myself permission to have security.
I am safe to be secure.
I am safe to be secure.
In all my travels and wherever I go.
In all my travels and wherever I go.
Good. Now we're going to do the aligning part. So now you're going to tap on your forehead and you're going to do some breathing processes. So you're going to do this. You're going to breathe in through your nose while tapping all the way to the back of your spine here. Okay. So in through the nose and then out through the mouth while tapping. Very good. Again. One more time. And now you're going to pant like a dog.
What? Are you serious?
Yep. This is it.
Okay. This is crazy.
It. I'll tell you why this works in a second. And one more time. And smile.
Okay. I smile naturally.
Yeah. Yeah. After you pant like a dog, everybody smiles. So re-rate it. Tune in, try to bring up the resistance 0 to 10, 10 feeling like, okay, cool. I can totally go do this, total freedom. 10 being like, I am secure and like could do whatever I want. 0 being total lie, not a chance. Where would it be?
Right now, honestly, well, it might have moved up to a 7.
7. Good. So what we would do is we'd tune in again, check, see what else is keeping it from a 10, identify that thing, and it would be vocalized as something else. It might have the same location or it might have moved. Tap that area, vocalize it, align it, and it would go up another or up a lot. And eventually, with a couple rounds, you'd be up at a 10 where there's no resistance and you could totally go get your goal and that thing would happen sooner than later. So why does this work, right? This weird thing. So the moment we think of a goal, like yours traveling, right? We say, I want to travel. And in our body, let's say there was a time where we wanted to travel, but we had some insecurity happen or something occurred in our life that created some insecurity. So that memory is actually stored in the body at an unconscious level in different areas. So for you, it's in your chest, could be in your heart area. We didn't really check where. We just kind of tune in. This is the fast version. So you tune in, you pinpoint that location. And once you identify the words, that's like finding the allergic or addicted response. Tapping on it, what that does is a form of communication and connecting to that disconnection. All pain in life is a disconnection. That's it. Every single pain that you can ever find is what's called a disconnection. Now, disconnections happen in life, which is pain. And then the rest of our lives, we avoid anything that's going to remind us of that pain. So then we cause all the rest of the pain in our life by avoiding the first pain. So the key here is identifying that disconnection, reconnecting. And you can reconnect by several different ways. One is communicating with it. One is understanding it. One is forming likability around it. Smile, like that is actually how you reconnect things. And then the other is actually creating more reality around it, like getting more real, which finding a color, understanding what's there makes it actually manageable. So what we're doing in a super ninja way is finding something esoteric, making it very real, finding the location, and then the breathing, what it does is it stops the fight flight responses immediately. So when you vocalize something that you want or don't want, like, oh, this insecurity, or I want to be free, your body's having tons of reactions all at once. And you pinpoint it. It's like throwing a rock down and you throw a rock in water what happens? It creates a huge ripple. The tapping's like putting tons of little rocks around that ripple, which nullifies that response and creates peace. So eventually you're going to get to a place of complete peace where now you're a creator instead of being reacted upon. And that is why this works.
That is really wild. So I
Super
haven't heard
wild.
anything. It's definitely original. I haven't heard anything like that. And, you know, let me be the skeptic for a moment,
Oh,
because
please.
I'm sure you've heard different
Shoot
people
darts
think,
at it.
no, I don't want to, tear it apart. I just want to ask some questions.
Yeah.
Because, if a psychologist looked at this, they would say, yeah, that works, but it works because it's a process to get you to ask yourself critical questions and analyze them and bring them to the surface, because that's what the process was, combined with a sort of meditative practice with the deep breathing and everything else. And it works because it ultimately gets you to address these issues and changes your psychology, changes your mindset. How would you respond to somebody who said that?
Yeah, that's a super good question. So my dad's what's called a clinical kinesiologist. And so I do a lot of muscle testing, kinesiology. So you can actually take someone's body and vocalize a goal. So let's say if I had somebody and I was working on them, I could vocalize their goal and I could check, is your heart 100% aligned to this goal? And they'd either go weak or strong. And then I check, is your mind 100% aligned to this goal? It'd go weak or strong. Is your liver 100% aligned to go weak or strong? So every organ will have a different response to that thing. Now, after you do the aligning, it's strong. It changes it immediately. And the key is to make sure every single part of your body is super strong with your goal. So when you vocalize something and you have a fight, flight response, there is a minute weakness that happens in the body that you can pick up through muscle testing. So that is a lot of the getting to the nitty gritty. So the actual process, you check about 450 things in order, and you check systematically, is this 100%? Is this 100%? Is this? And by the time they're done, that's why it works so effectively, is because I've done a lot of just the mind processes and literally hundreds of hours of getting to root causes and asking the right questions and then diving into the psyche and reframing things and changing, which works. It's awesome.
How did it change your life doing this? So you started doing this practice.
Yeah.
You do it daily, I assume?
So with this one, you only have to do it one time per topic.
Oh.
Yeah. So I don't do it daily. Now, when I first developed it, I was like, holy cow. And I did it daily, but it's pretty intense. Like when you actually get to all of the things and shift it, it can be anywhere from an hour to 2 hour process to go through the full version. So I do it at least weekly on my goals. Sometimes I'll do it daily on little things, like if something comes up, just to change my state of being. But what was the question?
Yeah. So I asked if you do it daily.
Yeah.
What if it's not working for somebody? What do you say to them?
Yeah, I say it's because you're addicted to things not working. Yeah. So then you have to align that. So you literally would align, things don't work for me. I've tried everything, or I have to believe it before it works on me. That's actually just an energy or frequency someone's addicted to. And after you align it, then they can get a result.
Okay. So they have to address that fundamental issue first, and then they can start addressing other goals. Now, can you tell us some stories of people who've have worked on this practice and how it's changed their lives?
Couple good ones. So we did it in relationships, and I had a lady who, for almost 40 years, her daughter, she never felt really loved by her. And she aligned to her daughter. And for the first time in her whole life, she got a letter written to her by her daughter of gratitude, by how grateful she was to be her daughter.
Did she do that with her daughter or on her own?
No, you do it only on yourself. Okay. You just change yourself, and everything else changes outside of you. So she did it 2 days later. She did it on herself. 2 days later, her daughter wrote her. That was really awesome. Another experience was from money. So Dr. Eric, he was stuck at $30K a month as a chiropractor. and he had tried all the marketing changes. He tried everything outside of him. So I was like, well, theoretically, the only reason you're struggling is because you're addicted to 30K and allergic to 60. So let's shift it. So we did, and he learned how to align, and it was just one alignment. And after that, within 30 days, he doubled his income and maintained it consistently month to month. So that was a really cool experience.
What if you picked a goal that was just unrealistic?
Oh, yeah, that's a great question. Because that's kind of the theory of like, well, if this is so, then why not $1 million, right?
Yeah, why not? Why stop at 60K?
Yeah. So here's the whole, there's an equation that I wrote. It's called the unstoppable equation. So this is part of the equation. Unstoppable is the speed that one attains their goal. So unstoppable is equal to skills times focus plus work divided by all of it divided by allergies times addictions. So here's where it comes into play. You could set a huge goal, like I'm going to make millions of dollars, but let's say you never even made 6 figures. So you have, first off, you need skills. You have to have the skills. You have to have the focus. You have to have the work. But a lot of people have that. If they don't, by aligning, they will not avoid learning those things now. So they'll go do the marketing skills. So there is that period of implementation that happens to become the person to receive the goal. So I like to align to big goals, but then you align to the next step of the goal. So if you align to like, I'm going to be a billionaire or multi-millionaire, and you're like way down here, you align, see what happens or changes. Whatever resistance comes up, that's a specific alignment to align to. Then you'll get to the next level, and then the next level until you'll attain your goal. So there's kind of an evolution to it.
Okay. So in your personal life, what has changed since you've started doing this?
Yeah, I think for me, the biggest shift is knowing that there is literally nothing that I do not have an influence over in my life with. And that is just a really cool feeling. Like even with my kids, my wife, my house, my money, like to know that I can actually influence and do influence all of my creations around me. I think that has been the biggest thing, to know that. It's helped me get my 2 Comma Club award, where we made $1 million in one funnel online. Like that was an alignment that we did. Helped me in my marriage hugely, and with my kids especially. My daughter's was afraid of the dark, aligned, no fear anymore. She had a really bad experience with a boy. He locked her in a closet, and she like started freaking out and hated boys. After aligning, and kids are fast. They take like 5 minutes and then they're done. So I just did a quick, kind of like what I did with you, but a little bit more in depth. And her fear just totally vanished in like 5 minutes. And then she came home and was like, Dad, guess what? I made a friend and he was a boy. And that kind of stuff to me is more important than the money pieces. Like it's fun to make the money, but to see my family be able to never get stuck. And when we do get stuck, we can move through it, where it used to take months and months and months going in cycles. Now we just change, and it feels really, really cool to know that.
Well, Tyler, I've never heard anything like this, but I think our audience, well, they can judge for themselves and make their own decisions about what they think. But I want to thank you so much for coming on, sharing your ideas. And how would people reach you if they want to get a hold of you?
Best thing to do is actually just go through the book, because that's going to give you so much evidence. And that's a really great way to reach me. In the book, it guides you to a whole place. You can go everywhere. It's alignmenteffect.com. So that's a really great place to connect, alignmenteffect.com, or you could join my Facebook group at Tyler FB for Facebook, tylerfb.com. And I have a free group there where you can connect with me. I'm on Facebook a lot. So tylerfb.com on Facebook and alignmenteffect.com for just the book.
I hope you enjoyed the show. If you liked it, hit the subscribe button and share it with your friends. You can help us create more great content by subscribing and sharing. Also, if you want to access our online startup program, our investor network, and our entrepreneur resources, just come to founderspace.com.